Welcome, dear listeners. I'm Jonathan Carlin.
And I'm Benjamin Carlin.
And we invite you to join us through the Griffin door, your one-way ticket to the enchanting world of Harry Potter. So grab your wands and dust off your broomsticks and join us as we unlock the mysteries behind Prisoner of Azkaban, Chapter 2, Aunt Marge's Big Mistake, live in New York! Woo! Woo!
Yes.
Oh, man. So excited to be here.
I'm so excited. I am so excited. And what a chapter that New York is going to get to endure alongside with us.
I know. Oh, my gosh. Just one of the worst characters, like, until Umbridge gets there.
I know.
You know?
And if I would dare say that if we had more time spent with Aunt Marge, she might be worse.
She could. She is every bit she's like the Death Eateriest muggle in the book.
Yes, that's so well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would be like leading Voldemort's regime.
Oh, there's no doubt.
If it was the other way around.
Right, yeah. She'd be right in there. If she were magic, I mean, one, she'd hate herself. But then, like, two, she would totally just be a Death Eater.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Then everything would turn all at once.
And then everything would turn. Then suddenly magic people would be the best.
Right. Well, yeah, naturally, yeah. Her and Colonel Fubster.
Colonel Fubster. Dude, there's like, we'll get to it later. There's like at least a minimal amount of theory fodder that Colonel Fubster is magical.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, we'll get to it.
You've been holding back on me.
We gotta save something for the podcast, Ben.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive on in.
Let's dive in. I mean, we can start with the chapter art, which, if you guys don't remember, it is just Marge blowing up, going away. It is absolutely one of my favorite chapter arts because, I mean, just Marge getting her comeuppance is just so delicious. And
it's like a well-earned punishment.
It's like, thank goodness something happened.
I know.
It's not like you had to wait the whole book. It's just like, yes, right now, good.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have to go through like a whole saga. Marge is not like the one who storms into the Shrieking Shack.
Yeah, no. He's still there. Potter. Yeah. Oh man, that would be terrible. All right, so let's see. Let's dive on in. So we started. It's just the morning after the night before, which, as a refresher for the people here, was Harry's birthday. He got 3 owls in the night. 2 letters from Ron and Hermione telling him that Percy was head boy. Relevant to this room.
Yes, the group of people here know why. What is like kind of mind-bending to me about this, though, is that the first chapter of this book, Owl Post, it's such a cozy, happy chapter for Harry because he's getting his first ever birthday gifts, and literally the last chapter ends with the sentence, "Glad for the first time in his life that it was his birthday."
Yeah. Until he walks downstairs.
Yeah.
Aunt Marge is coming for a week. Like, oh no.
To which Harry just like immediately drops his spoon in his baked potato that he was probably having for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. It's baffling to me that there's a week-long visit planned with Aunt Marge and Harry is completely oblivious to it.
Yeah, the Dursleys have, because again, last chapter, they're like out in the street bragging about their brand new car using like extra loud voices so that all the neighbors can hear, and yet they're apparently not bragging about the arrival of...
It's like they were like intentionally withholding it from Harry to be like, guess what? Can't prepare. Aunt Marge is coming. Happy, exactly.
That's really what's going on. They're like, all right, when's
really
Harry's birthday? Let's plant it right there. This will be good.
Yeah, first of all, they don't even acknowledges that it's his birthday, but he even acknowledges that it is the worst birthday present they've ever gotten him, including Uncle Vernon's socks. So...
Those socks do come in handy later, though, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Are those the ugly mustard socks that he gives to Dudley?
Mm-hmm.
No, not Dudley. Dobby.
Yeah,
can you imagine if he gave it to Dudley?
If he gave it to Dudley. Just gives them back.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man, Dudley has a nice little... he's having an interesting summer where he's basically not moving at all. Spent most of the summer in the kitchen.
Yes.
Just watching TV, complaining about the length of the walk from the chair to the fridge. Just like, oh, God, dude, come on.
So, yeah, they've added a brand new television in the kitchen because he's exhausted from walking from the living room.
Right. Yeah.
Is it not the case that there's like a broken TV in a bedroom in like Order of the Phoenix? Is this that TV? Do we think?
I don't know. Is it because like isn't there like a broken TV in Harry's new bedroom after he goes up there? Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it.
How many broken TVs are in this house?
I don't know. Why are you keeping a broken TV?
Stunningly immaculate.
Yeah.
Except for the cupboard, which is full of spiders.
Light hoarding.
And Harry's bedroom,
Yeah.
which is full of broken TVs.
Right. Yeah. All right.
We got to put them somewhere.
Got to put them somewhere. You want to throw that out. Right away, though, we get to hear a report on the TV that the public is warned that Black is armed and extremely dangerous, and a special hotline has been sent up for any sighting of Black should he be seen and reported immediately. Which I think cleverly the name Sirius is left off this particular news report because, like, if you were a really savvy reader, you might immediately be like, wait, Sirius Black, that was mentioned in the first chapter.
Yes, and that's like one of those where I could totally see it going either way. Because at this point in the saga, if you're like on book 3, we don't know all the running gags that like this story will ultimately hold. So you could easily have committed to just saying Sirius Black in this situation.
Yeah.
But like an eagle-eyed reader would be like, wait a second, we know that name.
We know that name.
That is connected to Harry. Yeah.
Yeah. But as it is, it just sounds like it's a regular muggle convict escape from prison, and that's all. So like I remember as a kid reading this, like hearing this part and being like, despite the book being called The Prisoner of Azkaban and this being an escaped prisoner, not connecting the dots immediately. Well, that's on the muggle news. That doesn't count, right?
That's irrelevant.
Exactly. Not going to be important. That's just a great opportunity for Uncle Vernon to be mean to somebody.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. But hilariously, the way in which he is mean to him now that we've all read it 50 times collectively, is that Uncle Vernon says, no need to tell us he's up to no good. Look at the state of him. The filthy layabout. Look at his hair. And then he immediately shoots a nasty look at Harry, whose untidy hair had always been a source of great annoyance to Uncle Vernon. And it's totally one of those details where it's like, these two people are connected.
I know. Not only that, it's like the tip-off immediately that Sirius is not a bad guy is Uncle Vernon saying, no need to tell us he's no good. It's like Uncle Vernon's not going to be right about anything, but for once you believe him.
We're not going to take his assessment.
But because at this point you don't know that it's a wizard, and at this point you just think it is like a prisoner who has escaped.
Then as the report gets cut off and Uncle Vernon gets mad again and says, lunatic could be coming up the street right now. And I highlighted that because I was like, LOL, he is coming up the street right now.
He's on his way,
literally on the street.
Not just up the street, to your house if he can.
Right. He's trying to come for you.
Yeah, exactly. He's coming. He's 7 days away, my man. Oh boy, too bad. Can you imagine if he actually showed up at the house too?
Oh my gosh,
great.
I know.
Yeah.
That would have been a game changer.
Well, so Uncle Vernon makes some terrible remark about how that hanging's the only way to deal with these people, which is like, okay, great.
I just wrote,
we get it. You're
G's.
bad. You suck. Okay. But it's like, when you think about it, what Sirius is in prison for is apparently murdering 13 people.
Yes.
It's almost like it is crazy to me that wizarding prison doesn't they have this terrible prison with the Dementors, but they don't seem to have any death penalty.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't
at all.
It's kind of surprising to me that they arm the Dementors with the intent of performing the kiss.
Yeah,
and it's almost like I think the biggest thing is that it's surprising that they didn't just do that from the start.
Yeah, from the start. On the one, but also the ceiling, the floor is very high for punishment. Hagrid is sent there in year 2 for maybe opening the chamber, and they're straight to Azkaban. Straight to Azkaban. Straight to jail. Same as Bellatrix Lestrange. You right now. Same. Equal punishment. Why? You guys need tiers of punishment or something here. Yeah. Why is Bellatrix? Yeah. Okay.
The judicial system and all the other systems in the wizarding world could maybe use a little bit of light tinkering.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, let's see. So then we're going to go get we're going to go get Marge from the train. Oh, and Harry starts to recount some of the ways in which Aunt Marge has tortured him in the past by whacking him around the shins with her walking stick. It's terrible. To stop him from beating Dudley at musical statues, which just reminded me of like Bluey, because that's how the show starts. You know.
Do they play musical statues?
That's how the show starts. The opening song.
That's musical statues?
They're playing musical statues. Yeah.
Well, goodness gracious.
There you go. There you go. So, just fun fact. Then she gives him a box. She gives Harry a box of dog biscuits, which to me, like from Aunt Marge, that's almost a compliment. You know, she seems she likes the dogs.
These are my favorite.
These are my favorite, exactly. But there's a funny one where not funny, but Ripper, her bulldog, has treed him one time and keeps Harry in the tree until after midnight, that's terrible. Gosh, and what like tenacity for the dog.
Right, like this thing doesn't give up.
It does not give up. But what's funny about that particular memory is that if you fast forward to Order of the Phoenix in the occlumency lessons, Snape like sees this memory from Harry.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Whose dog
Who
was it?
was the dog? Yeah, it's like Ripper.
Yeah,
so that's funny that like we never experienced that moment, but like it is remembered twice.
Yeah, Snape gets to see it.
Snape sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't. Gosh. Yeah.
Marge will be here for a week.
Yep.
Just a painfully long time.
Yes.
But then we also we have the issue of the Hogsmeade letter, which is definitely like sort of like the pivot around which this whole chapter seems to shift around.
Yeah.
You know, because it's Harry does have some reason to try and do his best.
Right.
And that is basically the deal that he comes up with Uncle Vernon, who otherwise would like to deliver the story that Harry is otherwise supposed to be attending St. Brutus's Secure Center for Incurably Criminal Boys.
Yeah, which like I don't understand this at all. Like, how is like this is the story they're putting out to everyone that the orphan boy they've taken in is attending St. Brutus's Secure Center for Incurably Criminal Boys instead of magic school. Like, okay. But, like, how is that better? How is it better for people to think that the boy you raised is going there?
Right.
This is not better.
Yeah, the neighbors are like, good job?
Good job. Cool. Yeah.
I know. That's the thing is, like, I do need and want to believe that everybody else on Privet Drive does not like the Dursleys anyway. Yeah.
Despite though they're trying to act as normal as possible.
They are, failing at it.
Yeah, I think they're failing. They're not acting normal. They're like unreasonably mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we will see in spades as this chapter unfolds.
Oh, we sure will. I love how like Petunia buys Dudley a new bow tie to put on as well. And like, I can't believe he puts up with that almost at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, Dudley's entire basis for this seems like the 20-pound note that he is promised upon Marge's delivery, and then otherwise the other expensive gifts.
Yeah.
That he has then
even
delivered.
that, like Aunt Marge, she hands him the note, like she's knowingly buying a hug from Dudley.
Yes.
You know, who does this?
Who is the show for?
And she's okay with it.
Right.
She's
right.
like, yep, worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it.
I get my hug.
Get my hug. Yeah. Oh goodness. So let's see. Yeah, but we have the negotiation between Harry and Vernon, where Harry tries to threaten, like, "Oh, I'll let some stuff slip if you don't sign my form." And with some savvy negotiating, Vernon manages to flip it around and say, like, "Well, I'll sign your form if you behave," which Harry seems to accept. I think he thinks he's lucky that he got anything. I feel like he could have pushed it a little harder.
Yeah.
Gotten it out. Yeah, I think he could have been like,
you think
"No
he
way,
got
bro."
his own broken TV?
I think. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think one of those was on the table?
Could have been. I think it was just left in his room. You know. Anyway.
It was there anyway.
It was just there anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. They break the new car that they were...
They break the new car?
Yeah, he says he wheeled around, pulled open the front door, and slammed it so hard that one of the little panes of glass at the top fell out. I doubt he bragged about it.
It's kind of embarrassing for him.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Then Harry goes up and decides he has to start acting like a real muggle so he can get the form signed, which, like, I don't know how much more, like, what more could he do? Like, I guess he puts his magic books away and stuff, but, like, is she going to be rifling through his room? That's
really the thing to me, is that, like, it's pretty much from the moment that Marge gets there, it's almost as if you can't understand as the entire chapter is unfolding how there isn't just like it isn't just obvious to Petunia and Vernon what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like she is from the moment she walks in the door, she is actively berating him.
Oh, I know. It's like the problem is that like the obvious solution would just be to avoid her as much as possible at all costs, and like that is addressed, and it's like, no, Aunt Marge wants Harry in front of her at all times. She's
right.
like, I'm basically here to rip you to shreds for 7 days.
I know.
This will be my sport.
It's one of the big questions you're forced to ask, which is basically like, what would the Dursleys have been like if Harry had never arrived at number 4 in the first place?
Right.
Because it seems like so much of their spoiling of Dudley comes in the name of like rubbing it in Harry's face to like make life actively worse for him at all costs. So it's like, is there a world where maybe they would have been like more typical parents?
I doubt it.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not in them.
They would, you know what? Because they would still have. Petunia would always be Lily's sister, and she would always still hate her for being magical.
But Harry wouldn't be there.
But like they would still like detest the magic.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like Harry and Dudley are meeting up at Christmas for, cousin gifts.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
or anything. Let's see. So then Aunt Marge finally arrives, looking basically exactly like Vernon, large, beefy, purple-faced, even had a mustache. Great. Brings Ripper, her evil-tempered bulldog, pays Dudley for her hug, which again I don't know, like knowingly doing it. She's just totally cool with it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. I think the other thing too that I find to be just remarkable is really the way that Petunia must be receiving her, because
yes.
It's like tea, Marge, and what will Ripper take? And Marge just responds with, Ripper can have some tea out of my saucer, and it's like, really?
Yeah. So 2 things about that. One, I think we could talk about this as we keep going too. Is that I don't think Petunia likes Marge either.
Okay. That's my question.
I don't think she likes her because one, she doesn't like animals at all.
Right.
So that's just bad. And she's like making a mess of the house. But like she, despite her like being like, no offense, Petunia, about your family, but your family's terrible. Right. It's like, well, some offense. And I think I do not think Petunia likes her being there. And I think as much as she doesn't like Lily, she does not like the insults either, even more. But then when I also think they offer Marge the tea, and they say, and what will Ripper take? Like, what do you mean? It's a dog. Water, right? What will he take?
Of course.
Like, you're offering him different beverages? But like, I suppose what I think the real point there is that like, Uncle Vernon is treating Ripper with like more consideration than even Harry would get.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. That is kind of interesting, and it's fascinating Marge's like connection with the dogs as well as we enter this story in particular, where we'll eventually learn that like Sirius Black takes on an animagus form as a dog.
Right.
And so like there is a part of me that is almost trying to like wonder if like the idea of like the Grimm and even the dog breeding that like Marge goes on and on about isn't supposed to be sort of like guiding you away from the idea that like dogs in this particular book are going to be a positive.
Oh yeah, like all dogs Harry encounters are bad.
Right. Like yeah. In the process of like, escaping the Dursleys here in just a few pages, he's literally gonna like stumble into Sirius Black dog form.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of like, so I just left a house full of
dogs, and here comes another one.
Yeah.
Giant dog, even bigger. Man. But then we meet Colonel Fubster. Yeah. Who's watching the other 11 dogs, I guess. But she's brought Ripper with him. Although, let's see, we go down here. I love how the way they have her talk is says, so she barks. So like everything about her is even kind of like a dog, too.
I know, yeah. That's another interesting one too, because that's like Sirius always has his like famous like barking laugh.
Yeah.
So
So there's that. She asks Harry, "Still here, are you?" And it's like, is he supposed to have left? Like, where is he gonna go? Yes, I'm still here. Don't want to be. Then she goes like out of her way to say that I wouldn't have taken you in. You'd have gone straight to an orphanage if you'd been dumped on my doorstep. Which, like, wow, like so bad. Like she's bragging about this. This is her like, yeah.
Like, yeah,
this is a flex.
Right, yeah. This is strength of character.
Strength of character. I wouldn't have taken you in. Yeah, but what's crazy about that is that had he been at an orphanage, it would have been like one more thing Harry had in common with Voldemort. You know?
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder, do you feel, I mean, I don't think it would have made a difference. I think Harry's just too innately good.
I don't think it would have made a difference, but like interestingly, the next sentence is Harry was bursting to say that he'd rather live in an orphanage than live with the Dursleys. But like, I wonder if he'd still feel that way if he at that point knew Voldemort was raised in an orphanage. You know? Like, if he already knew and was suddenly given the option, like, you want to go orphanage or stay with the Dursleys?
Oh, like, would he, like, avoid having the same route?
I think he would.
I think,
absolutely.
That's a good point. Plus, Dumbledore never would have allowed it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not giving you one more thing in common with Voldemort.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, not at all. Let's see. Even the way, so next Vernon is prompted by Marge about where they're sending Harry. He says it's a first-rate institution for hopeless cases, which is just oxymoronic, because if it's hopeless, then what are they going to do?
What is best case scenario,
what's best case scenario
for the hopeless cases?
Yeah, I know, right? No good there. Then she immediately jumps to, do they use the cane at St. Brutus's? And Harry's like, of course, I get beaten all the time. Which she's not too thrilled about. She's like, well, that's good and all, but like, you seem okay with it, so no good.
No good. Yeah.
Suggested to Petunia that she go out of her way to write to the school and make it clear that you approve the use of extreme force in this boy's case. Like, good Lord, Marge. It's just so bad.
I know. This is what I was worried about with this chapter forever, is that I'm like, we basically have to talk about one of the cruelest people.
I know.
You know, it's just like...
This is her other sentence. I won't have this namby-pamby, wishy-washy nonsense about not hitting people who deserve it. I mean, come on. Like, this is what I mean. Even the Death Eaters are not killed, you know?
Right.
Like... The wizarding world is more, like, merciful than Aunt Marge.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh. It's terrible.
Life on Marge's farm.
Oh, man. And no, it's bad. There's puppy drowning.
I know, yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. A puppy drowns in this
chapter. So bad. Anyway, Vernon, this is okay, I like this though. Vernon like tries to steer the conversation away from St. Brutus's. He said, heard the news this morning, Marge? What about that escaped prisoner, eh? Which like, this is like an interesting trick that happens throughout the book where it's like, oh, you think, because it's like, Vernon is using this to like, take the focus away from Harry or whatever, but like Sirius will not leave the focus. Like every time you think he's out of the story, he'll be brought back to the center.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And it's like, and it's happening right here too.
It's actually kind of like an interesting writing technique as well, because like this ends this particular paragraph. So there is no more conversation about the prisoner, but it stands to reason that if they've been watching coverage, they also probably would have learned Black's first name.
Yeah, by now.
Yeah, so there'd be like more information. So like whatever conversation happens next probably would have expositioned us into additional information about Sirius Black. So then it's just like, and then it's the next day.
Yeah, there we go. Where Aunt Marge, on the other hand, wanted Harry under her eye at all times so she could boom out suggestions for his improvement. And I highlighted that sentence because it's just like, she really just feels like Umbridge 1.0.
Yes.
Like, just, Like, I don't think another character is almost as bad until she shows up.
There's not some unbelievable way, because we know that Umbridge claims that she is a pureblood and that she's wearing Slytherin's locket, which stands for Selwyn, I believe, saying that she's a pureblood, but she's not because she's a half-blood. There's no world where these two are, like, related somehow.
That Umbridge is related to the Dursleys.
Yeah.
Through Vernon's side.
Yeah. Like cousins.
Like, oh boy.
It wouldn't be surprising that they didn't get together for Christmas.
They do have the same temperament, but that would be unlikely, I think.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Yeah, it feels like we'd know.
It does feel like we know. Yeah.
Because this is like his, presumably, Vernon's only sister.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems there would have to be some other unusual way in which this would have come together. But it does feel way too similar.
Yeah. All right, then we come to maybe my least favorite sentence, Ben.
Okay.
In the entire series.
Oh, geez.
Where they are where Aunt Marge is comparing Lily to breeding dogs. I don't even know if I want to read it. You see it all the time with dogs. That there's something wrong with there'll be something wrong with the pup. And it's like, I highlighted
it and just wrote, I hate her.
Yes, I know. It's just, yeah. Like, this is the one where I think, like, even Petunia is like, don't like that. Don't like that.
Yeah, and this is kind of like, well, I don't know that it's even that interesting, but it's like, this is the moment where Harry's magic really does start to explode out of him a little bit. Like,
Indeed.
he is trying.
Literally explode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's
I
him.
mean,
he thinks it's him.
Right.
Here's the thing. Okay, so here's what happens.
Lay it
so
on me.
At the moment, the wine glass Aunt Marge was holding exploded in her hand, which presumably is Harry, which, this doesn't, if it's Harry, this apparently doesn't count as underage magic, right?
right.
Right, like that, nope, that
Nope.
was fine. But if it is Harry, not only is it underage, but he just did wandless magic, which is also cool.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. But the thing that's kind of surprising about it is that Marge actually brushes this off with zero concerns whatsoever.
Zero concerns, because apparently this happened just recently as
At
well.
Colonel Fubster's.
At Colonel Fubster's. Exactly. So the question is, if Harry made this happen, Marge attributes it the same way. But if Harry made it blow up last time, did Colonel Fubster make it blow up last time?
No.
You see, magic.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
I literally wrote down, I was like, obviously it's Harry that actually causes this to happen. But what
Yeah.
happened with Fubster the other day?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, what kind of conversation were they having?
Yeah, she's like, just go drown that puppy. And he's like, ugh,
I don't like being your friend.
I hate you. Yeah.
Good take, Colonel Fubster.
Good take, yeah,
Yeah.
if he's magic. That'd be so funny.
That would
He's
be
magic.
really funny. That would
just
be
like
really funny.
Dumbledore is just like, yeah, you go watch, because they're related, so just keep an eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this is the worst host ever.
That would be the worst assignment. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that would be the
a
worst
member
one.
of the Order of the Phoenix,
Yeah.
Colonel Fubster.
Look, he's giving it a military title.
He does.
Right?
How about that?
There he is, Colonel Fubster.
Yeah. New
It is.
headcanon.
There you go. The magical. I doubt that one's true.
Me too.
Okay, that was my light tie to that. So we make it through 3 more days of Marge being there. Harry starts distracting himself with the handbook of do-it-yourself broom care. And they come to the final evening of Marge's stay.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, I know. And they are several bottles of wine deep, which is crazy because only 3 of them can drink. Several, like...
Several is 3, at least.
At minimum 3.
Right, okay, yeah.
That's a bottle of wine per person.
Several might even be 4.
It could be. If you watch Survivor, several is 7! Exactly.
Nice.
Jelinski. Oh, man. Yeah, so maybe 7 bottles of wine later. Upwards, at least. They've had some drink. They've had some drink. And Vernon's not done. He opens the brandy. Says, "Can I tempt you, Marge?" She says, "Just a small one, but a big one." A bit more. Let's keep going. Keep going.
This is my, like, I don't even know if I call it my favorite or least favorite voice from Jim Dale.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you hear so much. I bet he left The Office after recording this chapter, and he was
Yeah.
like, I'm done. I need
done.
to take a breather.
Yeah. From
But-
doing Aunt Marge.
From doing Aunt Marge, because
Yeah.
it's so intense. I was gonna try it.
Oh. Ben. Now you've said it.
Oh gosh. This is gonna be miserable. Excellent nosh, Petunia.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Very good.
I needed that. I think a little bit of my soul just died. Have to Stephen Fry version. Okay. Oh, I've heard that. All right, we'll check them out.
They're redoing it. They're gonna have like full cast versions soon. Have you guys heard that? Yeah. What? They're doing new audiobooks. Yeah. Yeah, dramatized. I know. Full cast. I know. I'm like, how can I be Lockhart? How can I?
Can I be tapped?
Can I get in on this?
Can we get a good?
Someone get me in there.
Pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Your Lockhart
What?
better than my Aunt Marge.
Yeah. Also pretty obvious. No. No, it's not.
Okay,
yours is great.
Thank you. Yeah. So then after basically having just massive amounts of what is our new liquid here?
Nosh.
Nosh. No,
Yeah.
nosh.
No.
Nosh. I think means food.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the drink that they're having? Brandy.
Brandy,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then she burped richly.
Yeah.
It's just too vivid.
Patted
I can smell it.
her great tweed stomach. Oh boy. There we
Which
go.
she manages to transition into a conversation topic about something else. She says, "Pardon me," so at least she's, kind of, excuse me.
Yeah.
But I do like to see a healthy-sized boy. And I'm like, man, I don't know how you were able to transition out of that.
Yeah.
Like, into a different conversation
Here we
about
go.
Dudley.
Yep. There we go. Then she, of course, starts saying that Harry has a mean, runty look about him and starts brags that she had Colonel Fubster drown a puppy last year for being too mean and runty. Yeah, ratty little thing it was, weak, underbred, which just like, ugh. She's like, that word right there, the underbred part is like the super like muggle Death Eater-ness that like is trying to be established. Like Aunt Marge, like you hate her so much, but like that's very much the point. Like she is supposed to represent all of like the prejudice in the world that you're like,
Yes, yeah, no,
yeah.
you're exactly right. Because I mean, this is even like the hypocrisy that is inbound. Because we're going to start talking about Harry's parents, and she is obviously just wasted.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at some point in time, we start talking about like Harry's parents supposedly having been killed in a car accident,
Right.
Which they haven't been. But then she accuses them of being drunks.
Right.
Yeah.
While she is several bottles deep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like-
7.
like, maybe 7. Yes. Goodness me. So bad. So bad. She even says it just outright, like it all comes down to blood, which is like basically like the Death Eater motto.
Right. Yes.
Like, we should.
I think we should try.
We should.
Yeah.
We have a bone to pick with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no.
Voldemort doesn't.
I know. Yeah. Voldemort doesn't even kill Fluffy. A video we made twice.
By
On
accident.
Oh, good. If you're watching the channel and you saw that video last week and were like, yeah, they made this one. And like someone mentioned that in our Discord server, and I was like, no, we didn't. And I went in, I was like, maybe someone else did? I went on YouTube, I looked it up, and like, boom, there it was. I was like, well, what do you know? And then even like, I don't know if you paid really close attention to the thumbnail. The one I made last week, I put a little purple turban on the Q for Coral.
Adorable.
Well, if you look at the old thumbnail, I did the same thing. I was like, man, both times I must have been like, when I was like, this is so clever. This is so good. This is so good.
I'm a genius.
Yeah, good. Meanwhile, didn't remember doing it at all. Yeah, so if you're wondering, like, why'd they do that twice? Did it just perform so well? It's like, nope.
That was not it. Yeah.
Nope. I
Yeah.
mean, the first, it's good. This is a good video. But. Anyway, let's see. There is a random thing here. So, Aunt Marge asks, "What did James do?" Which Uncle Vernon says he didn't work, unemployed. Which, like, true? Right? True? Yeah. Yeah. He inherited.
Right.
Right?
He inherited.
Like, yeah.
Right, yeah, but I mean, the big thing I think is really that because they're under the Fidelius charm, they really don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, as far I think they're
I don't
pretty
know
much
how
just in the order, and then they're under the Fidelius charm, and
Yeah, what's the work
That's
from
it.
home sitch?
yeah, right. Not much
Yeah.
they can do,
Yeah.
but I guess technically unemployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this really, I feel like it seems to me like she's baiting him, because then she follows it up and says, a no account, good for nothing, lazy scrounger who, and then that's when Harry cuts in.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, she really is just at this point, like I have to imagine if you're Verdon and Petunia, you have to be watching this scene unfold and be like, oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
because-
Like, she didn't even know James. you
I know, yeah. But so Vernon cuts in. He's like, more brandy, because that's what everybody needs right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Let's get some more alcohol in here. But he does see the writing on the wall. He's like, okay.
Right.
He's even trying to get Harry to leave. He's like, you go, get out of the room. Come
Yeah.
on. Come
you know
on.
who's
get-
not trying to get him to leave though? Marge?
Marge.
Who's like, no, go on, boy. Proud of
on.
your parents, are you?
Yeah. They go and get themselves killed in a car crash. Drunk, I expect. Yeah, no, good. And then Harry's like, they didn't die in a car crash. And she just doubles down and says, they died in a car crash. Like,
Were you there?
Yeah. Why do you care? What difference does it make? Left you to be a burden on their decent, hardworking relatives. Like, oh, God. Like, they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
You know? Goodness me.
I know.
But then all of a sudden, Harry has reached his breaking point, and Marge starts swelling.
Yes, she does.
Yes. Keeps swelling and swelling.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Truly rightfully so. Because, like, it's... Okay, I want to know what you think about... Is Harry trying to inflate her? Is he just, like, reacting angrily? Because, like, it seems like the punishment fits the crime. Like, she has this insane self-inflated like ego about herself.
Yes.
And Harry's just like, fine, if you think so, if you're this self-inflated, well,
that's the thing, is that like I think that, I mean, even Harry himself on the next page says like she deserved it. She deserved what she got.
Yeah.
And it's like, so the question would be like, is he specifically so poignant as to assign the correct punishment?
Right.
Or is this sort of like magic just sort of like funneling through? Because you're right, like it's this inflated sense of self-importance, and so what she gets is inflated, and so
Right.
like it almost to me feels more like that's magic having like its own laws.
yeah,
Like,
it does feel like that.
it's kind of like like magic itself gets
Right.
it. It's like, yeah. So
yes.
So I don't know that Harry is meaning for this particular outcome, but I think this particular outcome is the only outcome that would happen.
Yes, I kind of agree with you. It's all because Harry is really on instinct right now.
He is.
as well, because he runs from the kitchen and it says the cupboard door burst magically open as he reached in. So like he's not even having to like unlock stuff anymore. Stuff's just like erupting around him.
Yes.
To his will.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe this is like a little bit of a demonstration too as to just how powerful Harry is, because
Yeah, which
magic is
also-
literally just exploding out of him at the
Yeah,
moment.
which is a good setup for later when you get it's like the best example in like the whole series of Harry's like insane power.
Yes.
Yeah, when he fights the
Slowed out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you keep putting fingers over.
Ooh.
It's like
that's
erupting
true.
out.
Because
Yeah.
he has been like actually repressing for the whole week too.
Right.
That's
yeah.
a good point.
Yeah, so the idea here is basically that the way that an obscurus is formed is through repression of one's magic, and so
Right.
like what is almost happening is like an obscurus burp, if you will.
Yeah. A little release valve.
Yeah.
He got it out of me.
Hell,
A
yeah,
rich burp.
a rich
exactly.
burp, yeah.
Yes.
maybe Harry was wearing tweed as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I like to think so.
Yeah. Goodness me. Let's see. So Harry bursts out, which again, this now means that he has inflated Marge, burst open the door, and blown up the glass in her hand. All underage magic, none of which is noticed.
I know, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the last year it was Dobby performing magic
Yeah.
that alerted
And immediately
the
does
ministry.
it. Which I guess Black is already escaped, and they're already like, yeah, he's after Harry, so like
It could
Harry's
be-
off the hook right now.
Right. So
Yeah.
it could be like if you're at the ministry and you're watching for like underage magic, like little like flags to like pop up on the map or whatever. Maybe they're like staring at Privet Drive and they're like, oh boy,
Yeah. Uh-oh.
should we send someone in or?
But you'd think, even that, you'd think if they're like, well, let's not get Harry in trouble for underage magic at the moment because Sirius Black might attack him. But like, then if magic starts popping up in the form of explosions, you'd
Right.
think they'd be like, I think I know where Black is.
Right, yeah.
Send in the forces.
We were worried right now
We were-
this would happen. It seems like it's happening.
They are like, the ministry has a really weird approach here because even in like a couple of chapters, Harry's going to be like the ministry who is looking for Black and who is concerned that Black is looking for Harry will have Harry on Diagon Alley, like staying at the Leaky Cauldron.
Yeah.
And they want to catch Sirius, and they think he's looking for Harry, and they know where Harry is, and there's no Dementors.
There's no
There's no
Dementors.
Dementors at Diagon Alley. Like, why not?
Yeah, right. But they're going to send them on the train.
On
They're
the
gonna-
train.
They're going to send them to school.
Yeah, he's on that train.
They're going to be everywhere else.
Yeah, but like Diagon Alley, they like if you're the ministry, you can be like, okay, Sirius knows Harry's going to school. He's gonna have to buy his school supplies. Diagon Alley is where Harry. Like they can reason out Sirius can reason out
Yes.
where Harry will be. you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why there's no Dementors on Diagon Alley is beyond me. Or
Azkaban guards, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got ahead of myself here. Yeah. I don't know why this has to happen that way, but so Harry learns the word in the proper scary moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's the real reason.
That's the real
That's the
reason.
real reason.
Yeah.
But realistically, yeah. So Harry in just basically a wink of an eye gets all of his materials together.
Yeah.
Rather impressively, and he is just out the door.
He's done.
I'm going. I've had enough.
Had enough.
And in the next moment, he was out in the dark, quiet street, heaving his heavy trunk behind him, Hedwig's cage under his arm.
Boom. End chapter 2.
End chapter 2.
Yeah.
My closing note was just, geez.
That's what I said. Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah.
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 Right? Like, how can you? I mean, it's so crazy. Like, he actually gets to the point where he's like, "I'm running away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care anymore. I will live on my own.
Just going to figure it out from here.
Just figuring it out from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, do you have a review for us to
Oh
close
man,
out?
I do have a review from us, Ben.
You do?
From Josephine Carver. It
Are they
says, my
here?
only podcast, and thank you. Hey, Carlins, I've been a giant Harry Potter fan for years. The first book my mother ever read to not even 2-week-old me, was Deathly Hallows. Wow.
Wow.
I don't think I read that part
Dense.
earlier. Yeah. Weird flex. I've watched the movies dozens of times in my whole life, just recently having started reading the books. So I have a few things. One, we know in Chamber of Secrets, Diary Riddle isn't worried about harming wizards from muggle families. So what if Draco was petrified or killed by the basilisk? Do you think Lucius would have come clean, or would he double down? So if it had hit a pureblood wizard.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because so what Lucius is really trying to do is not bring Tom Riddle back. He doesn't really know what the diary is going to do other than potentially open the chamber.
Right.
So
I think he's trying to do something with get rid of Arthur? Is that his
Yeah, he's
actual
trying to get
plan?
rid
Yeah.
of Arthur basically.
Yeah.
So he because it would look really bad on Arthur if his own daughter had
Yeah.
like an
Opened the
ill
chamber
affected
that attacked Muggleborns.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. For the Muggleborn Protection Act. Is that
Yeah.
what he's working on? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So the question would be, to what extent Lucius would use this to fan the flame, or would Narcissa more likely be like, yo, too far?
I mean, certainly Narcissa would be that way.
Because Dobby knows the plan.
Yeah.
Which means Lucius is talking about it in the house.
Yeah.
Which means Narcissa knows.
Yeah.
Narcissa wouldn't.
Yeah, I
stand for it.
don't think she'd be cool with her son dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Or she definitely wouldn't be cool with that, but even petrified.
Even petrified, that's too far.
It's too far.
Yeah.
Too much danger would have been the foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
the problem
I mean, but like
though,
what it would look like is that Ginny had killed Draco.
it would look that way.
Yeah, right.
And the real problem there is that they can't come clean because they're the ones with diary on their hands.
Yeah.
Oh, that almost sounded really bad. Woo! Yikes. Woo! A reminder, I'm sitting in front of 200 people right now.
Yep. Man.
What do you think?
I think. I feel like they'd go ahead and let the Weasleys take the fall, but I'm not sure they would be as cool with Voldemort.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So you think they take a step back?
Yeah, I think they take a step back.
Okay. Okay. That's an
I mean,
interesting.
that's basically what's happening anyway. That's in Half-Blood Prince when Draco, because Draco's not really supposed to kill Dumbledore. It's
No,
just
he's
slow
not supposed to
torture.
succeed, yeah.
Yeah, they're going and Voldemort's going to kill him anyway, and that that's already the Malfoys are yeah, see ya, we're out.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to exit strategy.
Yeah.
Which that's a good point. They're trying to exit strategy basically from Half-Blood Prince on, if they can somehow find a way to. They're trying to protect themselves more than follow Voldemort's regime. At that point, they just think following Voldemort's regime will save them.
Right.
But at this point, Voldemort's not even back.
Yeah.
So it would be a lot easier for them to step away.
Right.
And be like, all right, we're just going to go.
See ya.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
To the Canary Islands.
The Canary. Yeah. That's where they're going.
Maybe. Majorca.
Majorca.
That's where everybody goes.
Everyone vacations. Yeah. They'll see the Dursleys. They're Muggle counterparts.
Aunt Marge. Is that where
Aunt
she
Marge.
is? Ate a funny fig.
Ate a funny fig in Majorca. You're right.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what else we haven't mentioned?
A
funny
whelk.
whelk.
Ate a funny whelk.
Ate a funny whelk, which is like a snail, right? Yes. Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you.
It's all coming back to us.
It's all coming back. Remember it all.
Laser-eyed snail, anyone?
Laser-eyed snails.
Laser eye snails coming soon.
What's crazy is that we didn't mention this at all, but like we have the entire terrible interaction with Aunt Marge, and then later in Deathly Hallows, he had like a similarly bad version of this conversation with Auntie Muriel. You know,
That's
It was, like,
true.
yet another. She is like it's like the same.
The same but different.
Yeah, the same but different. But now she's magic.
Muriel's not good, but
No.
Muriel seems less bad.
She seems less bad, but she does like plant this like huge seed of doubt in Harry about Dumbledore.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But she would have grown up around the same time to like witness the rumors. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's 105 years old. 7?
107.
It's always 7.
always 7.
It's always 7.
Except when it's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except when it's 4.
Yeah.
That was last night.
That's how we know it was 7 bottles of wine, right, guys?
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
it.
It was
That's
7
it.
bottles of
7
wine.
bottles of wine.
That's why Harry could do magic so powerfully.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, it's the
exactly.
most powerful
It
magical
unlocked it.
number. Yeah. There was a source of 7 in the room to
right.
pull off of. That's what we'll go with. All right. Well, do you want to close us out?
I think we can close us out. That is going to do it, you guys, for Chapter 2, Aunt Marge's Big Mistake. Join us next week for Chapter 3, The Night Bus on Through the Griffin Door. And we did it! All right. Boom. Exciting. Woo! Oh, man.
What'd you guys think?
That was super fun.
Today's episode was edited by Ethan Edghill. Vaishon Brandon does our art. Catherine Stein is our production manager, and the show is hosted by me and Jonathan Carlin.